On Thursday, Joe Biden authorized the deployment of up to 3,000 reserve troops to Europe in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Well, this is what you get when you take diplomacy off the table. There couldn't be a bigger contrast with former President Donald Trump, who was friendly with both Zelensky and Putin. He also recently met with a delegate from Flavortown. At least someone knows who our allies are. In the announcement, Biden said, "By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, LOL, I hereby determine that it is necessary to augment the active armed force of the United States for the effective conduct of Operation Atlantic Resolve." So what is Operation Atlantic Resolve? Well, it's an initiative designed to enhance the deterrence posture along the eastern flank of the U.S.'s NATO allies, which is a fancy way of saying that we're sending troops over to iron Zelensky's t-shirts. So yes, this is Biden sending 3,000 troops to help Ukraine. On the same day, he said that Putin already lost the Ukraine war. Can you imagine Biden as a basketball coach? All right, guys, great job. We're kicking their butts now. Who here knows how to handle a knife? And why are they pulling from the reserves? Well, if you didn't know, the military is in the middle of a recruiting crisis. The Army missed its goal of new recruits by 15,000 last year, and it's on track to miss this year's goal by 20,000 new recruits. The Air Force, the Marine Corps, and the Navy are facing similar challenges. Now, whatever's causing the crisis, it can't be because of this stuff. Next, they'll start releasing old-school recruitment videos like nothing ever happened, a tactic known as bud lighting.
America.
They could always bring back Three Doors Down. And then there's the population decline. There just aren't enough people in the eligible age group. And a lot of the people who are in the age group are disqualified because of obesity or a criminal record. So no, I haven't been putting on weight, I'm just draft dodging. But they're already making moves to address this. In recent years, they've floated the idea of having women register for the draft. Oh no, honey, the patriarchy won't let you die in a war. That must be so tough. I think we should just draft everyone with one of these in their Twitter handle. But short of a draft, they're doing everything they can to juice their numbers. Last year, the U.S. Army reduced physical fitness standards for women and older soldiers. My question is, why even have fitness standards? Isn't that discrimination against weak Americans? They're people too, you know. And what about all those other requirements? You also have to have good credit, not be a single parent, have a high school diploma, and not have any disqualifying mental disorders, including eating disorders. That's just too much to ask. Imagine Putin's face when he sees an army of debt-ridden, anorexic single moms. We could also take some cues from China. They're busy putting on boot camps for kindergartners. Pictures of boys and girls training with toy knives, grenades, rifles, and shoulder-fired missiles were posted to one school's social media. Just look at those kids. They're way too young for social media. I feel bad for them. They'd be much safer in an American kindergarten where they can learn about fisting. All of this does raise the question, where are our child soldiers? I think we need to jump on this. What's the worst that could happen? Some guy makes a viral documentary everyone forgets about? I, for one, can't believe that in 2023 you still have to be 18 to enter the U.S. military. Have they even considered all the benefits of recruiting child soldiers? First, the obvious, they're smaller. Can you imagine how many kids you could fit into an M1 Abrams? Plus, they work cheap. Just promise if they win the war, you'll make a trip to the Dollar Tree. And instead of those expensive USO shows, just sit the little tykes in front of Netflix for a few hours. And sure, there are downsides, naps, picky eating, but stock the Army freezer full of dino nuggets and you're golden. So yeah, we're probably headed to war, and they might very well try a draft. So if you're 18 to 25, in shape, don't have a criminal record, bad credit score, or an eating disorder, in other words, if you've resisted every cultural pressure, you're probably going to get a knock at the door. In the last election year, they ran a compliance test, and a lot of people went along with it. But in the process, the regime spent some of the last legitimacy capital that they had. This election year, they'll probably go even further. But a draft would mean they're planning on going for broke, and the only people who will go along with it are the people still wearing a mask alone in their car. There are a lot of reasons they're doing this, but one is to keep Biden in the White House. They know that military conflict helps them hold on to power. Diplomacy is a threat to them, and that's why clarity on the Ukraine war should be a major issue for right-wing voters. DeSantis has flip-flopped on it. Mike Pence, Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, Asa Hutchinson, Chris Christie, they're all practically wearing blue and yellow jerseys. Vivek has been pretty good on this. But there's one candidate who has been clear on it from the start, and I think he's picked his running mate.